Shalom, shalom. This is Kapadia, aka Pops, at GMS Chicago with another sit down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakodash. To the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send up honors because they do rule well. For the brethren around the world pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down the prophecies and interaction with people and planet. Excuse me. I send salutations. For the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying. For the Aquath, the fear and the truth, listen, sincerity, and charity, keep doing so. But for the scorn and scoff of reprobate, 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations, to in the midst of this Jacob's trouble, he's only going to get worse. Anyway, I'm going to start off with this scripture here, Job 5:14. No, actually, I'm starting 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Okay? He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See, this Edomite think that he's got all the answers right now. The left hand side magic that he had his hands on, that let him have left hand side magic that was actually working and benefiting him at one point in time, the Lord is pulling that back now. Okay? He pulling that left hand side magic back from Esau and exposing what this man is up to. How? Because he's got the prophets out there breaking it down and telling everybody. So, in the process of that, all this darkness that was upon the planet that the planet wasn't aware of, they now get a chance to see it. So, the world is in darkness now. Okay? The world is in darkness now. Okay? Even though, you got all this so-called technology that'll allow you to leave the surface of the planet, and even leave the atmosphere on some level, because you still can't get past the Van Allen belt. But to be able to get up into the stratosphere and do those types of things, okay, enough nuclear weapons and whatnot to be able to basically rock the planet and destroy it as it would, and these types of things, okay? So he thinks that because he's got this technology, which actually you're looking at the Oppenheimers, the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, these kind of elite banking families that are actually calling the shots on this thing. They think that they got it. That, their game plan is going along as planned and everything else. And it is going along as planned, but it's going along as Yahweh's plan. So even though the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, pursuant to Job 9:24, as a matter of fact, let me get that. 9:24. So even though Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, when, who is he? The Lord tells you who the wicked is, what he did, which was the covering of the faces of the judges. That would be the painting of Cesare Borgia and putting it up as the face of Yahweh Shai, okay, because Yahweh Shai is going to be the ultimate judge on this planet, bringing the wrath and the fury that Yahweh is going to release him with, okay, and the vengeance that's going to be in his heart. So he covered the faces of the judges thereof, and then the Lord gets sarcastic thereof. If not, when, who is he? So I'm telling you who it is, and if you say it's not, then tell me who fits these things, and then he tell you what the wicked does, okay, in different scriptures. He tell them that they was the father of lies, and that he'll do it, and that's what this Edomite has done here in Babylon. Told lies and lies and lies and lies, and he'll tell a lie to cover a lie, and the whole deal, time and time again, okay? So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges. This is their history, the Renaissance era. They did all that painting and all this other kind of stuff to cover it. Thereof, if not, where and who is he? Okay? So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So let's go back. Let's go back one. Job 5:14. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. So even though they got all this technology and this, that, and the other, the technology still comes short of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's technology because of the fact of just flight itself. The Lord's got things that can fly around, which they call aerial phenomena now, which used to be labeled as UFOs, which we always labeled as IFOs, identified flying objects, because we know what they are. They're the chariots of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That can outmaneuver, and travel in different mediums and in different dimensions. Okay? Because a chariot can literally what we want to call disappear, or take on a cloaking agent that you can't see it, and then uncloak itself in a different position or a different place. Okay, it can do that. It can also travel between air and water. Okay, it can travel between air and water, which is underwater, and it can travel between the atmosphere and the upper atmosphere and into outer space. Okay? And transition in such a way that, unlike these Elon Musk and things blowing up and everything else, so the world is in darkness, but this man wouldn't think so because of his technology. Okay? Let me see. Let me go to First Maccabees. Actually, let me come out of here and go there this way. Because you see, what's going on right now is that this darkness is being revealed, and as this darkness and the revelation of it, or the revealing of it, is happening, this man is becoming very uneasy with what's going on, but he's still got to go through with his game plan. Okay, let's go First Maccabees 1. Let's see. This is at 1, 7 through 9. That earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The wicked continued from Alexander, this is the First Maccabees. Alexander, it reigned 12 years, gave it over to his 4 generals, which is verse 8, verse 9, and after his death, they all put on crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and the evils was multiplied in the earth. So the earth is in total darkness now. And the only light that's being shined in it of real value, any light that's of any real value, is the light of these scriptures of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? Because these are going to be the knowledge and the wisdom that's going to get you through these things as this stuff escalates and become even more and more dire. Okay? This darkness that this world is in is not going to emerge from it until Yahweh Shai comes back, which means it's going to get darker and darker and darker as we're ordered through circumstances and everything else to pull back, okay, to pull back the knowledge that he gave us as servants and prophets and men that want to do the will of the Lord and tell other people, because we was commanded to go out to the highways and byways and do that and bid them to the marriage. This is what's going on right now. In the midst of this darkness, the feast, the marriage, like right now we're in the midst of the week after Passover, okay, where we're going through them 7 days, okay. Then we're going to have another Shabbat at the end of that. Then you're going to have a new Shabbat at the end of that. So you got a Thursday to Friday night Shabbat that's coming up. And then you're going to have a Friday night to Saturday night Shabbat that's going to be coming up, And these are the things that we're doing, okay? And the world is, for the most part, ignorant of it. They getting ready to try to have their Easter, as they want to call it, okay, coming up here, okay. Not accordingly, but we don't hold that against it. If a person wants to do the Shabbat a week later, or whatever the case might be, as long as they try to perform one or do one, okay, more power to you. But you definitely don't want to have a Shabbat looking like that of Sakari's. Okay, let me get that for a minute. Show you the imagery of that. I'm not gonna be able to pull that up on this phone because of the fact that, like I said, hold on, because this phone isn't hooked to any kind of service or whatnot. Like I said, I just used it to record videos on. But yeah, now Sakari just had a Passover, or whatever the case you want to call it. Can't even call it a Passover because it wasn't in the right spirit of anything. Basically, he had a jammy jam because the garments that they have wasn't in the right spirit. Okay, the ones that did have on their so-called fringes or whatever the case might be, they had half-naked women there at the same time and whatnot, strippers or whatever they were, and all these things. So I mean, definitely wasn't a Shabbat that the Lord is going to hold accountable and give him credit for in the kingdom. Okay. Definitely, he ain't gonna definitely get that because there's no way that it is skew all appearance of evil or whatnot. You got half naked women, guys talking about them, how they single and all this other kind of stuff. So you got guys drinking on wine and this, that, and the other, hitting on females that are half naked at a Passover. Okay, I mean, when you're asking a female if she's single, as the Israelite male, you want to know if she's single so you can push up on her, basically. For the most part, especially if they half naked, it's a different story if you was out in the street teaching and whatnot, and you're trying to establish whether or not you should even be teaching or not. But you ain't trying to teach nobody anything at this Passover that they had going on. And y'all can go and look that up. I mean, plenty of brothers done sit downs on it, so I don't have to go into that. But that's what I'm saying. So, this darkness that these people want to be in. It's just that, darkness. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay, so I went to Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, so, how wise can you be to have a Passover that's supposed to be a solemn assembly with half-dressed women in it? Huh? Scantily clad women. How wise is that? Okay. Verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Here it is. You're supposed to be doing a holy convocation or whatever. A holy gathering, congregation, a holy congregation, and you got half-naked women at there. Okay? Like I said, Israelite men, we love women. Okay? Love women. All right? David, Solomon, loved women to the point where it had them both go off. Okay? But so it isn't about the fact that mistakes isn't going to be made. But damn, at something as profound as a Passover, okay? Wow. So where was your mind at? It wasn't on what Exodus spoke of. It definitely wasn't on what it spoke that was happening to Yahweh Shai at the time. So where was your mind at? Because you definitely wasn't circumspect. Let's look up the circumspect. Exact, accurately diligent. a solemn congregation or a solemn gathering is a is a is a mindful a mindful gathering, being mindful of what the circumstances are at that time. Okay, from the same as G 196, exact, careful, of the strictest set, the most precise and rigorous in interpreting the Mosaic law and in observing even the more minute precepts of the law and tradition. You're supposed to be as close to the letter as you possibly can. You didn't hear nothing about no women shaking their ass in Exodus. Okay? You didn't hear that. And when you did hear riotous behavior, they did a golden calf and was going to fuck off. So duh. So I'm saying, 17. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh is. So, let's get this right. Exodus was one thing. The Passover when Yahweh Shai died was something else. Be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh is. The will of the Lord is, of Yahweh is. So you kicking it and having a party and drinking and remembering Yahweh's son, Yahweh Shai, being murdered and beaten and killed? That's where your head was at? That's where you think Yahweh would have your head to be at? 18. Be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Y'all lost yourself in y'all folly, man. The world is in darkness now. Not just what this Edomite has got going on, but even Israel. The world is in darkness. You got these, you act like homeborn slaves. And Sakari, you came up under Apostle Tahar. So you're supposed to know better. You're supposed to definitely know better. So you take the bag too now? Because that's what it appears like. You looking like a Junior Nate. Your Passover looked like a Junior Nate comfy Passover. Okay? And we see what the Lord did to Comfy. He only let him slide so long, and he put that blasphemous name on himself, and the Lord smoked his ass. And now that don't mean it's over with. He can reanimate his ass in the day of destruction and have him standing on his feet when the nuclear weapons come down. Don't believe me? Go check Matthew the 27th chapter and see what happened when Yahweh Shai died. Okay? Verse 19. Speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to Yahweh. Supposed to be filled with the Spirit, thanking the Lord for the mercies that He showed you at that time. Okay, being solemn in the fact that He could have smoked your ass with the rest of Egypt because of the fact there was a lot of wicked motherfuckers in there. Think about it. A lot of motherfuckers came out to the wilderness. A lot of Israelites was brought out to the wilderness and had walked around 40 years and died out there. He didn't have to do all that. He could have smoked the bulk of y'all in Egypt. But He didn't. He gave you a chance. And y'all showed what y'all was and what y'all was on. Okay? Let's see. 20. Giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High and the Father in the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. Submitting yourselves. The world is in darkness right now, and nobody wants to. And that Israelite camp didn't look like it was submitting itself to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai then, and we definitely know that the world isn't submitting itself with all this transgenderism, okay, and alphabet groups and everything else jumping off and doing what they doing. Like I said, you got wickedness inside of Israel and wickedness outside of Israel. And the only light that's being pushed is like I said. And if you're pushing the same doctrine that GMS is pushing, then guess what? My wagging the finger is not directed at you. But if you bind into this Sakari shit, which is just another spinoff of the Johanna shit, which is another spinoff of the Nate shit, then I'm pumping the fist at all three of y'all for the bullshit that y'all do. Okay? This isn't where your head's supposed to be at. We go to Psalms. I'm gonna try to make this be too long either. We'll try to wrap this up here in a minute. Psalms 2, 9 and 10. Psalms 2, 9 and 10. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. This was past, and this is going to be future. He's going to keep the feet of his saints, okay? They're going to be told to walk this way and walk this way in it, do it this way, blah, 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 okay? And if you're unsure, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to hold still and wait for the Lord to reveal himself. One of the two. The adversaries of Yahweh shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. Yahweh shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give his strength unto his king and exalt the horn of his anointed. That's a future prophecy. That's Yahweh Shai coming back. Okay? Period. The Lord was the Yahweh Shai was spoken of constantly from the beginning. Okay? Constantly from the beginning. This man here and his wicked ways, the Lord ain't forgotten him. The Lord see him. Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth about them as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. This darkness that this man put on the world, he used violence to lock his bed in. The sword was his fucking blessing. So he used it to lock his blessing in, to lock what he was supposed to have given to him at this particular point in time. But that's ending now. The eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish for. They got more than their mind can hold. This man actually has got everything that he wants. This rich banking family with the Rothschilds and Oppenheimers and DuPonts and Gettys being at the top of it, has got more than they could wish for. But they don't know nothing but destruction, so they don't even know how to go. As they say, they don't know how to get a bottle on a broad and go sit their ass down and relax. 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They are corrupt and speak wickedly. Concerning oppression, they speak lawfully. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. So they talk bad about it, But what they speak and what they do is two entirely different things. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongues walketh through the earth. They try to disarm you with deceits of their words when ain't nothing but wickedness in their heart. And this is the darkness that this world is in, even to this day. Get this last Job, shut this down, be done. Job 15:27. Because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh columns of fat on his flanks, and he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. These Rothschilds, Oppenheimers, DuPonts, Gettys has got more houses than they can't live in all their houses. They got staffs and everything else maintaining them, groundskeepers keeping everything cut, but they don't live in them enough for them to be. They're well manicured only because of the staff that's in place to keep them. But as far as being lived in now, but it's coming to an end. Because this world is in darkness, and the light has got to eventually come through. The light is coming through now, and the light is going to be what's prevalent in the kingdom of heaven that's coming, ruled by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. 29, he shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereupon the earth. So his wickedness was perfect, but it's ending. 30, he shall not depart out of darkness. The flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. Let him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. You done put all this wickedness on the Israelite per the order of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But you overstepped it. When it was that should have been at the end, it wasn't. But the Lord let you do it so it can mount up, so he can destroy you wonderfully, beautifully. And that's where you're at now, Esau. The world is in darkness now, and the destruction that you brought to it, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to give 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, and then you're going to be destroyed because of it. So with that, I hope that's edifying for the elect, to know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua game plan is still in effect, even though it's getting darker and darker and darker. The world is in darkness, but that darkness had to come before the real light can shine through and be true and be put upon this earth and go into the rulership stage and rule forever. So I hope that's edifying. I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I want to send double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, getting the good, the bad, and the ugly, the scriptures, correctly breaking down prophecy and interaction with people and planet, basically just declaring war on the planet. I send salutations. Hopefully, I hope that's edifying. Aqua, fear and truth is listening, sincerity and charity, keep doing so. And for that whole first group, I send a hearty shalom. But for the second group, the 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations that's in the midst of Jacob's trouble and it's only going to get worse, to you all, I send destruction and a bar.